Math 122, week number 6. Our topic is scientific notation. It says part 1. This is our only video for the week. Let's check it out and get an idea, first of all, before we even get to the homework. What is scientific notation? I'll answer that question using the analogy of a doctor. If I have a doctor, we've all seen a doctor sign their name, business card, some such. You'll see you abbreviate it DR. We all know this. It's very common. But that abbreviation, what we're doing, making it shorter, same idea for numbers. If I give you a big number, Bill Gates sort of number, lots of zeros in here, we can abbreviate that 10 to the 8th. That exponent, the 8, simply means there's 8 zeros going on here. It is a way to condense, to abbreviate that number. That method we can apply to other sort of numbers, 5,700,000, same idea. We can condense it right here, 5.7 times 10 to the 6th. The exact process going on here, let's check it out. Your homework, you're going to have to do that, but I'll switch the numbers and I'll do it with these two. I have one number, a big number, 7,500,000. I have a very, very small number, 0.00, real tiny, like the size of a molecule, real tiny. In both cases, the first step to get them to abbreviate them is to identify the number part. When I say that, I mean get rid of the zeros, just 75. Throw out all the zeros for right now. Over here, throw out all the zeros, the decimal, 46. But there's a rule we got to take care of. When we abbreviate, we need to take that number and put it between 1 and 10. How do I change 75? Let's change it to 7.5. 46 comes from my number. I'll put a dot in there at 4.6. And the next step, we have the number part, but we need that exponent. Look where the dot is. Between the 7 and the 5, between the 7 and the 5, between the 7 and the 5, count to the end of the number. I counted 6 places. That's my exponent. Number part, you're able to get that fairly easily. The exponent part, from that, you count to the end. Where's the dot? Between the 4 and the 6, between the 4 and the 6, and you count to the end of the number. And you stop at the decimal. I counted 7 times, 7 times. We're done. Hold on. There's a difference between these numbers. Big number, you just count the exponent. Small number, you count the exponent. It's 7, but make it negative. Keep that in mind when you're doing scientific notation. Big numbers, positive exponent. Small numbers, negative exponent. You should be able to take care of number 1. Number 2, you see how there's a multiply and there's a divide, but it's the same idea. I give you scientific notation. You have to combine those numbers and give me an answer in scientific notation. You'll do it for these versions. I'm switching up the numbers, but the first rule when you have to multiply or divide, we've all heard the phrase, apples with apples, oranges with oranges. Same thing here. Let's do numbers with numbers. Well, if I'm multiplying, we can all do 2 times 9. We can do that with our times tables. We don't even need a calculator. And let's do exponents with exponents. You see these two both have exponents, and we put them together. But I got to stop for a second. How do we multiply exponents? Here's another rule that you just got to absorb in order to do the scientific notation. If you are multiplying exponents, really what we're going to do is we're going to add those numbers. What's 8 plus a negative 4? 4. The 10 is always going to be there. The 10 will always be there on these problems. But in terms of the exponents, we're adding those numbers. When we get over here, numbers with numbers, 3 divided by 9, calculator gives me 0.33. Exponents with exponents, however, look for the pattern. If I multiply exponents, in this case I added those. If I divide exponents, I'm going to go ahead and subtract. 5 take away 11, it's going to be negative, but we got it. We did some calculations. We did the apples with apples, oranges with oranges. Now we put it together. In this case, we have 18, 10 to the 4. Over here, we got 0.33, 10 to the minus 6. We got answers, right? Rewind in your brain. I said something about the number part in scientific notation. It has to be between 1 and 10. So in this case, both of those numbers are not between 1 and 10. Let's convert them. Let's take 18, and I put the dot in. We see that process before. I take 0.33, and I move the dot just a little bit. In both cases, now I'm between 1 and 10, but what do we do to the exponent? We just switched one number. We got to switch the other, right? This is what we're doing. We take this number. Look right here. I made that number go down. 18 gets smaller to 1.8. So the exponent is going to go up. Kind of a action-reaction sort of thing. In this case, the decimal, 0.33, went up to 3.3, exponent, if it's a negative number, it's going to make it even smaller, more negative, -7. We've got these are your final answers in scientific notation. How did we do it? Apples and apples, oranges and oranges, and then we had to maneuver the decimal a little bit. Take that process, you'll be able to solve number 2, but before I get out of here, word problems. I'm just going to give you an overview. For instance, number A, I'm giving you a total. Total means I want a big number I want to multiply. And in that case, I'm not going to go through this process because we just did multiplying. I did a multiply for the previous example. I think you can apply it here. For number C on your homework, I have a stack of paper. Well, there we go. I'm telling you how many sheets of paper. In other words, I'm trying to count all the papers inside of that. So in other words, how do I take a big stack and break it up into all those individual sheets? Wait, listen to what I just said. A big stack, and I'm breaking it up into sheets. If you break something up, that means I'm dividing. And in this case, I'll give you one or two options. You're either going to divide it this way, or you're going to divide it that way. I'll let you figure which one. But I showed you the process to divide in the previous slide. I think you can apply it in the word problem. Get that taken care of. That is your week number 6 homework, and have that submitted by Sunday. And last word, a couple people have asked, when's the test number 2? I think I misspoke. It's not in week 5. Test 2, week 7. Scientific notation, homework on Sunday. Email me if you have any questions.